But we begin with a new development in a story we broke here on The National last spring. CSIS Director Richard Fadden told us that some Canadian politicians are the targets of foreign influence. That prompted disbelief and anger. The Public Safety Minister ordered Canada's spy chief to explain his comments. Tonight, the explanation.
In the case of these individuals,
Here's how Fadden made his claim last June.
I'm suggesting that at least one, possibly a couple of countries take a very, very long-range view of their efforts to influence Canada.
That caused a political storm and forced Fadden in front of a special committee to explain himself. He said he'd file a report detailing his concerns with the Minister of Public Safety, Vic Taves. Tonight, Canadian press has obtained a heavily censored copy of that report in which Fadden says, "The manipulation of Canada's government and ethno-cultural communities through foreign interference poses an ongoing threat to our sovereignty and national security." And, he wrote, "These efforts by foreign governments have the potential to undermine our ability to make independent decisions in Canada's national interests." Well, Brian Stewart first broke this story last spring, and he's with us tonight. What do you make of all this?
Well, Peter, first of all, it does confirm everything we did have in that report on CSIS, and it's even more hard-hitting. It does, again, notice that foreign agencies and that are pursuing Canadian politicians at all levels. They are intimidating and manipulating ethnic groups. They are involved in very extensive commercial espionage in Canada as well. So there's a threat both to the security of the country and to the economy. The sense as you get in CSIS that the report is necessary to get out there somehow, even if it's access to information, because it's very alarmed. Canadians are not taking it seriously.
Well, you know, it's been sitting on the desk of government since the middle of the summer. Is there any evidence that anything has happened?
Well, the government's trying to keep a lid on, I think, a lot of discussion of this. It's a sensitive subject. They don't want it out there very much. But there's certainly indication that CSIS is doing more in the way of counter-espionage. In fact, even as last summer, it was starting to move some resources, personnel from counterterrorism, its main activity since 9/11, over to counter-espionage. Another sign of just how serious.
Last quick point. You know, Fadden took a lot of hits for what he said to us. Does this, in a sense, exonerate him?
Well, you know, a lot of people said, well, he slip of the tongue, Fadden made a mistake, he was being foolish. I never believed for a moment that was a slip of the tongue. He wanted that warning note in front of the country, and this is one more step to inform the country, I think.
All right, Brian. Thanks very much, Brian Stewart.